There are certain moments in life, moments that define who you are and who you will be, and they're often connected to important people or role models in your life. One such role model for me was my grandpa Chuck. We would often visit my grandparents in Puerto Rico during the summer, and it was one such summer early in my childhood that my grandpa Chuck taught me how to read. He taught me of the beauty of literature and how it can help expand the imagination. It can help, it can help sharpen the mind and teach you of the world and its various cultures. But let's not get ahead of myself. Let's start with Grandpa Chuck. Who is he? Well, he was born in Chicago but raised in Arkansas. In his early life, he took care of his mother as she suffered from severe arthritis, and it was also early in life that they learned of the Baha'i faith and became Baha'is themselves. During World War II, he lied about his age and joined at 17. He became an airplane mechanic and served in Okinawa until he was honorably discharged so that he could go home and take care of his parents who had suffered from complications in their health. In 1959, he married Ray Ridlin and had two children, my dad and my uncle. Uh, and he attended college only after my dad had been born in 1962. He earned two master's degrees in English and Spanish education and moved to Puerto Rico in 1972. He was a college professor at the University of Puerto Rico in Cayey and later on at Turabo University in Caguas for almost 40 years. In the Baha'i Faith, the first tenet is that the highest form of worship is to be of service to your fellow man, and my grandpa took this very seriously. He would often spend a lot of time helping his neighbors and the community in general, especially after hurricanes and severe storms. There's always roofs to be fixed or roads to be cleared. He was also an advocate for the local government to help out in these situations as well. He had a great deal of empathy and compassion, and people would often come to him for advice and counsel. And he would often travel across the island to people who couldn't make the trip to his home in the mountains. In teaching me to read, he helped me when I was struggling with undiagnosed ADHD. It was impossible for me to sit still, and if something didn't bring me joy, then it didn't hold my attention for very long. He helped make reading fun, and part of that was probably due to him teaching my first swear words, which was more helpful than it probably should have been. But I also learned how reading helps, as I said before, with sharpening your mind, with disciplining your focus, and how it can teach you various things about yourself. It can broaden your perspective and teach you about the world. In certain books like Catcher in the Rye or Of Mice and Men or To Kill a Mockingbird, it asks you questions and makes you form ideas and perspectives about the world that you would have might have passed by on your own. Most importantly for me, it expands the imagination and brings inspiration to you. I would not be who I am today without the various books that I've read, and I would not read if it hadn't been for my grandpa Chuck. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that my grandpa got me reading and I haven't stopped. My grandpa Chuck was a great man for many different reasons, but for me, what sticks out to me is that summer where he taught me how to read. What I learned that summer has helped me exponentially in so many different ways. It taught me about myself and how important being a storyteller can be, and how much I want to be a storyteller. Most of all, I am grateful to my grandpa Chuck, and I would not be who I am today without him.